It's good to have you back in the basement, Craig.
Yes.
It's February, and we are smack in the middle of awards season. But you know what? The Oscars isn't the only big show out there. There is also the SAG Awards.
Yes, there is.
I am a member of SAG, and so I get to vote in the SAG Awards. And I thought that perhaps you and our viewers would be interested to know who I voted for.
Whose ego are you trying to massage?
For the movie acting categories, my votes were for Gary Oldman and Franny McD in 3 Billboards.
Gary Oldman in Darkest Hour. Another Churchill impersonation.
I think the frontrunners in the actress category are Laurie Metcalf and Allison Janney.
Yes.
They both play bad moms. But I think Laurie Metcalf's character had more layers to it, and so I went with Laurie Metcalf.
Yes.
I also think Allison Janney's going to sweep anyway. For supporting actor, I feel like Sam Rockwell's character is the type of character he's played before, whereas Richard Jenkins seemed to be stretching a little more, so I went with Jenkins. For Best Movie Stunt Ensemble, Baby Driver. This is not a movie that I'm a huge fan of, but the stunts were spectacular. And for Best Movie Ensemble, I went with 3 Billboards.
Outside of Ebbing?
That one.
Okay. That is a mighty ensemble.
We move on to the acting in TV series categories, and for actor, I went with Elizabeth Moss in Handmaid's Tale and Jason Bateman in Ozark. I've had my problems with that show, but I do believe that that is his best non-comedy performance of his career.
Trying to think of non-comedy performances in his career. There's a rather moving episode of Valerie's Family.
For the supporting actors, I went with Nicole Kidman. And for the actors, I only saw one of the 5 performances, so I could not, in good conscience, vote. Although Alexander Skarsgård did a great job and certainly deserves an award. Actors in a comedy, I went with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I think in all the years I've been voting in the SAG Awards, I've voted for her every time. For the actors, I wasn't really crazy about any of them, so I decided to vote for Marc Maron. Because what if he wins?
Yeah.
Television Stunt Ensemble, I did Game of Thrones. And for Best Television Ensemble for a drama, I voted for Game of Thrones. Best Ensemble for a comedy. This was the toughest vote of them all for me. Because you've got Orange is the New Black and you've got Veep. Big ensemble, small ensemble. They do comedy and drama here. They just do comedy here. So, which way to go? Which way to go? I almost came down to a coin flip. But I decided to go with Veep. Because as much as I like Orange is the New Black, I like Veep more. How did I do? I've got a bunch of movies that I've never seen before. You don't know what they are. Every episode, I'm going to spring one on you. It might be good. It might be bad. We'll watch it and talk about it. Welcome to the basement. Here we are, kicking off Season 7 of Welcome to the Basement. And as you know, I like to start the season with a bang, or a punch, or a kick, or a bitchin' guitar riff. In this basement, we've experienced the Miami Blues, but we have never made a Miami connection.
Oh, wait. What is this?
Released in 1988, Miami Connection is the brainchild of director Richard Park and Tae Kwon Do instructor Y.K. Kim. Kim borrowed from friends, took out loans, spent all of his savings, and mortgaged his martial arts school to produce this film.
Oh, no.
Budget for Miami Connection was about $1 million. When shopping it around to film distributors, Kim says, "Every distribution company rejected it after screening and said to me, 'Don't waste your time, just throw it away. It is trash.'" The film opened in various theaters around Florida and West Germany. The Orlando Sentinel called it the worst film of 1988. In recent years, the film has been distributed by Drafthouse Films and has enjoyed a positive critical reassessment.
Do you think that the Berlin Wall came down because of the Miami Connection? That the people of East Berlin, they're like, "This last year we have heard word. There is this connection of Miami. We must watch it."
What do you get for the man who's about to watch Miami Connection? I decided to get you something from Florida.
A grapefruit?
Yep.
Oh, that's good. I like grapefruits.
I know. I had secret communications with your wife, determining your citrus preferences.
Because I don't like oranges. This is something true about me.
Hop on a plane and fly on down south to the sunshine state that is known as the Old Leather Couch, where nights are going to get sultry, and we're going to watch Miami Connection.
I believe in this movie. I'm not gonna write it off without watching at least a frame of it. You know what? I haven't watched a frame of it yet, but that sound I hear, it is very jarring. Somewhere down Miami way, there's a drug deal going down.
We have brought you Pocky, Enjoy.
Just ramen noodles.
Cocaine-flavored ramen was really popular in Miami in the 80s, but it's interrupted by ninjas. Get him, Storm Shadow!
Elton John!
They steal the cocaine and bring it back to their boss Yoshito at the ninja school. ABS, always be slashing, always be slashing. I feel the beat. Meanwhile, at the nightclub.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Dragon Sound are playing a gig.
They are
With a new dimension in rock and roll.
Guitars, synths, a girl that looks like Pat Benatar. Not seeing the new dimension.
the tall guy is John.
Tom, who has a mustache. Jim on the keyboards.
Bees. Oh, they're playing this whole song, aren't they?
Yeah. Jane is there too. She's not doing much of anything.
Sure, they could have found something for the woman in the band to do during this 18-hour-long song.
They're playing this song about friendship and honesty, and the crowd loves it. Our minds are blown! Your music blows! But you know someone who's not happy? It's Jeff. He sees his sister up there dancing around with this band. He doesn't want her to hang out with this Dragon Sound band.
He's a badass fellow, and he's got badass friends.
And the leader of the band is Mark, their Tae Kwon Do sensei.
They're also a Taekwondo unit.
All of the members of Dragon Sound are students at the University of Central Florida. John comes into Jane's... Is it John and Jane, really? It's John and Jane.
Jane's learning computer programming or typing or something like that, and John comes by,
And we find out that they're dating. I would say she's about 28. They run afoul of Jane's brother and his buddies.
Where'd you find this son of a bitch?
He's a friend of mine from school.
He's very honest and has lots of forever friends.
A friend?
There's a punch 'em up.
how can you reach that high?
What happened, son? There is just some misunderstanding. You don't understand.
I don't understand.
You don't secure me at all.
It's true, he does not secure him at all. This guy comes in to complain.
What are you in here for, man? Waste my time?
Bitch.
I thought I fired you once.
Stop stepping on my line!
Dragon Sound? That's bullshit.
Sorry, old band, we got a new house band.
Now who you bullshit?
Hey, you know what, man?
What?
This scene is really exciting. You know that, man?
What? What are you talking about? Yo!
You son of a... Don't you give me a hard time, you son of a bitch!
Don't you give me a hard time.
I'll kill your ass!
Okay, so he got a hard time. The other guy is a son of a bitch, and his ass is going to get killed. Got it.
Back down in Miami, Jeff is meeting up with Yoshito.
We need to get rid of Dragon Sound. They are preventing us from doing our crime somehow. Dragon Sound is back on stage, and man, they are on fire. I hear she went to Juilliard for snapping and clapping. They're playing probably their best song ever.
This is very Benatar-esque.
Yeah.
Bigfoot! Bigfoot!
They're driving around in their car. So it's not a car chase so much as a car mosey. And suddenly they're blocked.
Get out of Bagaba! Get out of Bagaba!
You get your ass and get this car out of this goddamn town. Listen to me. I don't want to have any trouble. Get out of this goddamn town.
Why don't you just go to the club and talk to the owner?
Bullshit. Get out of this goddamn town.
Orlando's only big enough for one band.
And there's a big rumble. Listen, you beat me up, you son of a bitch!
At home that night, because they all live together,
I'm taking a shower first.
Who wants to join me?
Jim gets a letter. Well, John finds a letter first, and he won't give it to Jim.
Give me the letter!
Using your powers of height against your friend? That's not what the power of height is for.
Tell you what happened. Get enough, I'll tell you.
I just kept a letter from him.
What happened?
Jim.
Man, Jim gets a letter.
You're your father? I thought we are all orphans.
Jim's not an orphan. He just has one dead parent and the other one's missing, so Jim can stay in the band.
My mother was Korean. And my father...
Smelled of elderberries.
She gave me this picture when she was real sick.
Come on, keep acting, man. Keep acting. You got this.
They say that they loved each other and they were real loyal.
They were rolled oil?
His dad just up and left.
And we never saw him again. But I didn't like him because he left us.
But he's still gonna try, man.
But I knew one day when I grew up I'd find him.
I think that monologue lasted forever. I think it lasted forever.
The guys go down to the beach.
They're flirting with the girls. Hey, hot stuff, come to the club tonight. We'll be playing some shitty rock music.
There's some kissing between Jane and John.
That was their first time kissing, apparently.
Dragon Sound is also practicing their Tae Kwon Do.
Mark is really good at it. And now Whitey gets a beatdown. A strange punch is thrown at a mouth.
Hey, now it's my turn.
Now it's my turn to be beat up by the boss. Good, I brought a knife. I'm trying to be hit by this guy.
The guys sit down for a chat. Jack is unhappy about Jeff, the bearded drug dealer.
He's in there every night. His damn gang selling the stupid cocaine.
We all know that stupid cocaine is really called crystal meth.
Back at the restaurant that their buddy runs, there's trouble.
Whoa! Shorts! Hello!
We're dining and strolling. I will kick the money out of you. Hey, it's good to see you.
Taekwondo is not just kicking and punching.
It is about maintaining erection for many hours.
Taekwondo is right here and right here.
And kicking and punching.
Taekwondo is the best.
We'd like more music. Oh, wait, your Dragon Sound. More Taekwondo, please. Jane goes off to talk with her brother, Jeff.
If I want to see John, I will. Besides that, I love him.
And we both know that love is a battlefield. Dragon Sound goes back out to their white convertible and they find a note. It says, meet us at the railroad tracks.
Practicing my chops. Practicing my chops.
They're surrounded by all these guys. Oh no, we've been cordially invited to an ambush. And there's a big fight.
Where did everybody go?
We heard there was a battle of the bands happening here, and we came to hear the music. There's just a bunch of beat-up guys.
We get some scenes of domestic tranquility with the band.
In the middle of the movie, he's still doing script rewrites. On camera.
You have a lot of homework? Too much.
If only I had some of that stupid cocaine, I could finish all my homework. Oh, hi, Mark. Tom is kidnapped!
Mark's gonna get you!
Mark's gonna get you. Mark's gonna get you. You know, Mark gets me. He really gets me.
Yeah?
No one has conversations like this. They don't talk all at the same time constantly.
You guys seen Tom anywhere?
Ain't nobody.
They go to the silos and rescue him.
If they don't get here soon, sir, I just as soon blow that son of a bitch out of the sky.
Because he's in a band.
You're going to rescue your buddy from a gang of thugs. Is the crop top really the best choice? And in the process, Jeff is killed.
He was killed by Dragon Sound.
You will not escape the Miami Ninja.
They're voguing. Vogue. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh.
Give me a letter!
There's another letter.
My father! I found my father!
He's been in this mailbox the whole time. The rest of the gang, they are ecstatic for him. Why are they doing this? It's okay, Craig. I know it's an emotional scene. And they take Jeff out on a clothes shopping trip.
You know, because a suit matters when you're meeting your long-lost dad.
Hey, Jimmy, it's a great tie.
Jimmy, you can't say that.
Now that we're close enough to actually talk.
I had a lot of thinking to do. I'm hurting inside.
I have IBS. But on their way to the meeting...
Oh, ninjas.
Here it is. It's happening now.
There's fighting and stabbing and slashing.
Whoa! All the blood! And Mark is upset too.
Jim!
Tell my father's photo I love him.
Alligator. Rawr!
Good, that's good. Confidence. Pulls the sword back up. It's got like 3 trout on it. They kill every ninja they see.
You know, there's gonna be a whole lot of bodies for some park ranger to find.
John takes off his shirt. Bad idea. Not intimidating, I just have to say it. Finally, all the ninjas are dead, except for Yoshido.
Mark kills Yoshido while you're stabbing yourself. While you're stabbing yourself.
My father.
Jim is only wounded.
Doctor, how is my son?
He did lose a lot of blood.
That's typical for ninja engagement.
He needs plenty of rest. If you have any problems, just give me a call.
And if you see a ninja, report it to the police.
Why don't you operate on your son yourself, Dr. Ben Carson? He finally gets to meet my father, this man. This clearly older man.
Jim.
We are the same age.
Jim, how do you feel?
My father.
Everyone's gonna be okay. Dragon Sound still rocking to this day. Still kicking ass and kicking ass.
Hey, Craig,
you're looking at me. I'm some sort of son of a bitch. You're a son of a bitch.
You bum.
I am.
Listen to me. You're going to do what I say.
I'm going to talk about ninjas, and I'm going to talk about rock and roll. You put all 3 in together, and there you go. You son of a bitch.
Miami Connection.
It's not much of a movie. There, I've said it. Not to be overly critical.
For many years, I've been trying, not very actively, to crack the code of the so bad it's good movie. Mm-hmm. One of the hallmarks of that type of movie, I figured it out today. They present something as true when it obviously isn't.
When you say something is true, what do you mean by that?
This band is really good.
Oh.
These guys are really good at fighting.
Oh, they're not bad at fighting.
I think he's a good fighter. And those other guys, you're not seeing the level of martial arts ability that you're being told that they have.
Yeah, I saw the movie Ip Man for the first time just a few days ago.
That's a good one.
Whatever I would see following that, martial arts-wise, is kind of pale in comparison. Really, this can't be any paler, this movie. It's as pale as John.
That disparity between what's being said and what's being shown us is entertaining at a very core level.
I saw a movie a few years ago called Hannah Arendt, about the writer Hannah Arendt. And there's a scene in the movie where 2 guys are talking, they're like, can you believe it? The great Hannah Arendt is our teacher. At that moment, you're just pushed off a ledge into hating it.
I felt the motivations of the villains was not quite there. Why did they need to get rid of this band? And the guy who owns the ninja school, why is he even involved at all?
And I didn't know there were ninja schools, at least here in America. If I would have known, I wouldn't have been a theater major. I would have gone into ninja-ing.
I would have minored in ninja.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to hang my hat on that. What did you think about that message of non-violence at the end of the movie?
Well, I'm always for a message of non-violence.
It seemed a bit disingenuous, though, considering all of the violence that just preceded it. If Dragon Sound were really interested in non-violence, they would just leave town.
Exactly. That is the peaceful solution.
Yeah.
It's not like they have anything tying them there. They don't have families. They're all orphans.
And they go to the University of Central Florida. Mm-hmm. Miami's in South Florida.
They live in Orlando.
I don't think there's a Miami connection in this movie.
No, there is a scene at the beginning in Miami.
Oh, the drug deal's in Miami?
Yeah, at the very beginning, somewhere in Miami. Miami Connection sounds better than Orlando Connection, because that sounds like when you get off the train in Orlando and get on the monorail to go to Disney World. That's what Orlando Connection sounds like. Let's talk about Jim. He's the star of the show, really.
He's the emotional core of the movie.
It's clear during the letter scene that everyone else in the shot is thinking, he's the one. He's the one who's going to go to Hollywood after this. He's going to be a real actor. Those poor saps. And later, you know, when he has this whole, I'm dying, you know he's really thinking, I was going to meet Dad today. This should hurt to watch, but it doesn't. It just really hurts to watch.
When I was in junior high school, I took a Tae Kwon Do class.
You did?
I had 2 things going against me. I was a fat kid, and I didn't know my left from my right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So Tae Kwon Do class was kind of a painful experience. I made that difficult decision of saying, I'm not doing this anymore.
That hurts, and it hurts more when you're a kid, I think. You want to learn how to beat up people with your hands and fists.
I don't regret giving up martial arts, though. I regret giving up the clarinet more.
If you were teaching a film class, and you wanted an example of a bad film, everyone who takes a film class has the potential of being Yaike Kim. They could all go off and make a movie this bad.
Sure.
That's the sad thing about movies.
I don't know if that's sad. I mean, these guys made a movie.
Yeah.
A feature-length movie. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Kinda, yeah.
I think this would be a good movie to look at in film classes. It's mainly a failure of technique. You don't start a scene with an empty frame, a group of people silently walk into that frame, and then they all start talking at once. That's a bad way to start a scene.
You have to have a really amazing band to call it the next dimension of rock and roll.
Yes.
And they have to be something that seems like it comes from the next dimension, like Devo.
And if they're a crummy band like Dragon Sound, you frame it that they're a struggling band and they're trying to get better. And that's going to be believable. Well, I had fun. I hope you had fun too.
I watched a movie with a pal. I didn't like saying it any more than he liked to hear it.
Miami Connection. We connected with it. Our eyes connected to it as we watched it. But now I'd like to make a Seen It connection.
Seen It.
Epic air guitarist writes, have you seen On the Waterfront? It's pretty much an annual movie for me. Seen it.
Seen it.
How similar do you think On the Waterfront is to Italian neorealism?
It's filmed on location in Boca, New Jersey, and that's a key thing to neorealism. But the thing about Italian neorealism is that a lot of times they would hire non-actors for it. You have some of the best actors in the world working in this movie.
I always get sad during that scene when Malden's making that speech and somebody throws something at him and hits him. Just the look that he gets where he's just hanging on to his dignity.
There's no exaggerating the importance of this movie, particularly for 2 or 3 generations of American actors. Up until the 90s, when I was in theater school, it was still looked upon as the thing. Horst Weinberg writes, seen it? Happiness? Yes, I have seen it.
I've also seen it.
There are certain movies you should not take a date to.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is Happiness.
Well, it begins with that legendary bad date.
Yes. And it only goes downhill from there.
Sure.
I took a date to see Happiness. It was our second date. And it was awesome. I found the right woman to take to it. She was someone who just had this very dark sense of humor.
Sure.
And so we were both like along for the ride.
There are certain movies that wallow in misery.
Yeah.
Happiness revels in misery.
Wallowing implies that the misery was there and you sink down into it.
Right.
It just crafts all of its own misery. And
as a result of that, you kind of rise above it. It's an interesting, I don't know what to call it.
Family drama?
I think it's a singular film in Todd Solondz's catalog.
It puts you in a really awkward position. You're enjoying watching people fail.
King Kamina, have you guys seen Hot Fuzz? The action scenes in that movie was Edgar Wright's way of making fun of Michael Bay's god-awful movie directing skills. Seen it.
Seen it.
I believe I saw this movie on Christmas Eve with my brother and my sister-in-law. Part 2 of the Cornetto trilogy, which, as you've said, is funny if you're English.
Yes.
And I think this is the best of the 3.
I did not like Hot Fuzz the first time I saw it, probably because I haven't seen that many Michael Bay movies. I thought it was overlong. I thought they used a couple of things a little too much, like the bass note that they hit whenever something happens, you know. But then I saw it again last year, and I love it. When you know what you're getting yourself into, a lot of times that really solidifies a movie for you.
Sure.
Fan of musicals writes, have you seen Rob Marshall's film adaptation of Stephen Sondheim's Into the Woods? It's better film than it is given credit for, and the music is given top-notch treatment. Seen it.
Have you seen the play?
I stage managed the play once upon a time, so I know the play well.
Well, what did you think of the movie in comparison to the play?
Second act problems, which is saying a lot, because Into the Woods is all about the second act of the play. The first act is all the fairy tales from your youth, and the second act is what happens after the fairy tales, and they biff the second half of the movie. There's the character of the old man, who is the baker's father, who abandoned him as a child, and that's supposed to be revealed at one point, and they completely cut this character from the movie, which cuts the baker's entire storyline. Fan of musicals, I disagree with you, but I'm happy that you like it, and there's a lot of great performances. It's where I realized that Chris Pine knows what he's doing, comedy-wise.
He's a real song and dance man.
Yes, he.
You wouldn't know that from the movies that he's typically cast in.
No.
If you haven't been to our website, welcometothebasementshow.com, you should go check it out. All of our episodes are there. There's PayPal donation buttons. You can donate to help support this show. People have been very generous in doing that. Betsy, who writes, could you give a thumb kiss to our friend the Mad Dog for introducing us to your show? You have to be careful when presenting your thumb to a mad dog.
Don't look it too much in the eye.
You can find out who the rest of our donors are and see the exciting contents of our mailbag on our unboxing show, which comes out this coming Friday. We're going to be opening the mail. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff. Check out unboxing.
You box them, we unbox them.
We had a good time watching Miami Connection. I had a better time than Craig, but that's usually the case. And now, check this out. We'll play on the beach and we'll have a great time. We'll kiss each other 'cause we are friends.
My father! I found my father!